එලලදේ රැහසේ Champions League එක හද ගැස්මේ හැඟුමන් කික්වේ ජවයෙන් නැරමෙන්නේ පාගි දුලන්නේ හිදී දසතේ ගෝල් එක ගන්නයි සිත් සැරසෙන්නේ සැමරොක් වෙන්නේ සද්දෙට දෙන්නේ one heart. One game, one heart. Champions League. This is where we start. Together we dream, together we fight. We are the champions. Under the the Champions League is finally one game, one heart. Champions League, this is where we start. Together we dream, together we fight. We are the champions. Under the we play for love, pride and pain. Every child who dreams again. No borders here, no fear, no end. Just one dream that we defend. மரங்கள் திக்காகவே களத்தில் உறுதியாய் மின்னவுமாவே நாமே Champions League வரவே உணர்வதற்கு தருமே සිය එකයි කැම්මක් දෙන්නේ කොල්ලු සෙට් එකම එක් වෙන්නේ ගෝල් එකට කික් එක දෙන්නේ Champions League में अरबन्ने one game one heart Champions League සටනයි අරබන්නේ හිමිදෙන්නේ ජයගන්නේ එක සීනට අපි යන්නේ one game one heart Champions League where dreams take part raise your flags feel the art football one game one heart
Sri Lanka Football Champions League, powered by TV Supreme.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, live on Sri Lanka Football, TV Supreme, and the Papare for the final day of the group stages in the TV Supreme Champions League. NEGOMBO taking on Crystal Palace. What would be a momentum booster rather than a fight for the Super 8, with both teams having been in 5th and 6th places coming into the game. They will remain the same, just that the positions will change, with no chance of getting into the Super 8s, as we saw Saunders, New Star, Serendip and Javelin qualify for the Super 8s. NEGOMBO taking on Javelin, both with 1 win, 1 draw and 3 losses, with 4 points. But a win here for either NEGOMBO or Crystal Palace will give them momentum going into the Super Sixers. That's in the relegation battle. Both NEGOMBO and Crystal Palace have depleted squads coming into the game today as well. Slight momentum with NEGOMBO after their win against SLTB last week, as we are just minutes away from kickoff on this hot and humid Sunday afternoon here at the Racecourse International Stadium. These are the results from week 7. Moragas Mulla against Mathura City, a 1-all draw. All 4 games have been draws. New Star against Javelin, another thrilling encounter. While Serendip and Saunders yesterday, Serendip were leading 2-0 against Saunders before Saunders went on to equalize deep into added time, as Pelicans and St. Mary's takes on made a 1-all draw yesterday.
Both teams just with 1 win to their name will be looking to make sure that they capitalize on any opportunity that comes their way. Try and get a win and make sure that they secure some points despite not being able to try and feature in the second round of the competition. Later on today, we will have Sri Lanka Police taking on Solid SC. That is the evening game at 8 p.m. Going to be an interesting one. Living football, the FIFA flag being walked out for the game, and the young lads with the responsibility of walking the flag out will be hoping to be the players in the middle, as we have referee Williams taking over the match ball. NEGOMBO Youth, of course, in yellow, with Crystal Palace donning the blue kits for the game. The two teams going through their customary handshakes. The officials of the day, TL Williams will be the man with the whistle, Kushan Indika and RAI Ratnayaka will be the assistant referees, with Tusija Samira working as the fourth official. Crystal Palace FC posing for their photograph, and here's NEGOMBO Youth. The two skippers. NEGOMBO Youth team card Ganesh Krishnakant, the goalie, and also the skipper of the side, Sandhu Nirushan, Jude Shehan, Niluka Janit, Madhushanka Tisera, Mohammad Aki, Malisha Pereira, Mohammad Rifkan, Chatumal Fernando, Anthony Namdi, the overseas player, and Sulakshana Paris. Head coach will be GP Karnaratna of the side. As we take a look at the Crystal Palace team card, Jay Kumar Raisakaba, Mohammad Sajid, Michael Akiyuki, overseas player Mohammad Shemak, the skipper Uday Kumar Akiran, Hemanta Bandaragoda, Godwin Amsebu, another overseas player for them, Askar Shamil and Ajit Kumar making up the playing level for Crystal Palace Gampola, who's travelled down for this encounter. With the ground down, it's a kickoff here. Crystal Palace early doors is wanting to try and get a feel out of the ball. Through the middle, looking to attack but have been dispossessed. NEGOMBO Youth back into the box, but TC collection for the goalkeeper Adhikaran.
As we mentioned earlier, the result won't matter in this encounter. Both teams on 4 points. Even a win would only get them 7. With Javelin having already qualified as the 4th team with 8 points into the Super 8s. But certainly a win would give either NEGOMBO Youth or Crystal Palace some momentum going into the relegation battle, the Super 6, as Amisao for Palace. Shimak once again finds Amisao, takes a shot from range. No harm done. Ganesh Krishanta will take that goal kick.
That didn't trouble the skipper from NEGOMBO Youth that time. Interesting, isn't it, Nawad, when you do play in a game which is effectively a dead rubber, you're going to be wanting to make sure that you still have some momentum, because what's important is that you are not in that relegation zone with frustration. If you can go in with a better footing into that second round, you're going to want to make sure that you try and have all your guns firing. Both these teams have only secured 1 win in their 5 games that they've played. We want to make sure that this one they come back with a W.
Yes, Sudarshan. I think with Nigam Youth having won their first game last week against SLTB, they would have slightly better positive attitude coming into this game. And also they had a good game against Serendib, who qualified third from this group into the Super 8s, even though they lost 4-1. They were competitive even with a depleted squad. They have a better defensive record, having only conceded 9 and scored 6 against Crystal Palace, who had conceded 14 and only scored 7.
Yeah, -4 against -7. Serendip also started off the competition very strong, but did fade off after that loss to New Star, which was a decisive clash. But SLTB has been languishing at the bottom, the wooden spoon from the group. They have been scored against very heavily.
Yes, 30 goals against them compared to just 1 they scored against NEGOMBO Youth last week. They are the favourites to be relegated at the end of
Well, out of
that
the
relegation battle. Yeah.
out of the 30 odd goals, now I did witness almost 13, and I just watched 2 of their games. One game they conceded 8 goals. The News Star absolutely had a field day. But the competition has been very encouraging, isn't it? The Champions League, the quality of football has been encouraging. And with the addition of some of these overseas players who has really breathed in some life, you can see how the opposition teams have been compelled to lift up their game to try and keep some of these overseas players under wraps, which is good to see, and hopefully it will transpire into the second round, and also whoever gets the nod and that chased qualification on to the top round will help them to try and acclimatize a little better when it comes to the top segment.
Yes, indeed. I think one team that had reaped the rewards from having those foreign players has been Saunders, because the first week or so they didn't have any foreign players. After that, with the 2-week break, they acquired 2 players rather, Alassane and Roger Felipe. They've been really good for the Price Park boys.
You could see the difference that they brought in clearly, especially in those crunch games, isn't it? The difficult ones that they had to try and play against New Star and also Super Sun. Beg your pardon, New Star and Serendip. Those 2 games, the overseas talent really did give them that boost that they required. And also we saw just a couple of days ago, now on Friday, the game between Java Lane, as the referee says play on, absolutely no foul there. The game between Java Lane and New Star, it was the 2 overseas talents who ended up scoring the 4 goals that were scored on the day. And the likes of Auja for New Star, the impact that he has brought on to the team. It has made New Star very, very threatening, and with the addition of Afro to the front, it has given the ability to bring the experience of Fazal onto the midfield, which is working very well for New Star.
Yes, indeed. And talking about the goal scorers, Fazal have been in the forefront, having scored 5. We do have one of the top scorers in Sinar Asa Askar with Crystal Palace. He got a hat-trick against SLTB. Playing in the number 24 jersey for Palace. Here's Bandaragoda to Amisao, Shamil, Sajid, Amisao, back to Ajit Kumar, Shamil gets fouled by Sulakshan Piris. The two forwards for Palace, Isaac Abba and Oscar, they need to work together, both tall and strong. Bandaragoda finds Ajit Kumar, blocked by Niluk Janit. Throw in for Palace.
Well, nice to see some overseas travellers and in the stands as spectators. Two of them proudly repping Crystal Palace livery. I believe would have come down as fans of English cricket, who are currently touring. Yesterday, getting a big win as well. Free day today until the next ODI, which happens on Tuesday at our Premadasa, opting to try and support their namesake from Gampula, and a club that has ties with Crystal Palace back at England.
Yes, indeed. The owner of Crystal Palace, Gampala, having done his studies in England, a big fan of the English club as well. As Sinarasa Askar now going after the ball, the defense clears it out. They keep the ball in play. Enticing ball right down the middle. Jude Shan clattering into his own goalkeeper and captain, Ganesh Krishanta. Yes, Bandaragoda. This time Krishanta collects it, spreads it to the right. Niluka Janit. Beautiful ball on the edge of the box. Should have taken his time Anthony Namde had all the time in the world. Went for first time effort from the edge of the box and making a hash of it.
Early opportunity for NEGOMBO Youth, who have suffered in the previous games as well, not being able to put finishing touches to opportunities that they've created.
Foul by Michael Akoye. Niluka Janit to take this free kick. In a poor delivery. Cleared downfield by Palace. Isaac Abba holds the ball. Askar finds Ajit Kumar. Beg your pardon. That was Sajid. NEGOMBO Youth attacking on that left. Just over 15 minutes gone in this match in Group A. Final day of the group stages in the TV Supreme Champions League before we move on to the Super 8s and the relegation battle next week. Pires, Madhusankatisera, his cross is intercepted by Uday Kumar Arigaran.
Both teams have been guilty of not holding on to possession, and pass completion hasn't been great from both the teams. Handball called there by the referee.
Here's Shamil to Ajit Kumar. Amisao. Sulakshan Pires for NEGOMBO Youth. The men in yellow will have the throw in. Scorching hot conditions here at the race course. Namdi against Michael Akuye. Cross in. Sulakshana Perez gets on the end of it. His first touch wasn't good. Got a partial header to it. Mohammad Rifkan, the man who put that cross in. That first touch. That poor first touch from Sulakshana Perez. Spotted that opportunity for NEGOMBO youth. Perez this time the guilty party. Foul on Amesau. Amesau limps away. He's good to continue. Finds Abba. Ajit Kumar cuts back in. Askar to Shamil. He still has position. Shamil Ahmed is fouled from behind by Jude Shahan. Unnecessary. Shamil wasn't going anywhere. At least not forward. Give a foul in that position, giving advantage back to Palace. About to take this. To the box. Cleared. Amesau Akuye, who had made his way referee says he has taken the ball. Abba against Jude Shahan. Ajit Kumar trying to find Askar. Not successful.
Not the most comfortable of conditions to play football at. The sun shining down harshly on the ground, and it's been quite humid as well.
Another free kick for Palace. This time around 35 yards out. Godwin Amesau had the power, but not the direction, as referee Tarind Williams sends both teams out for cooling break. 1 minute cooling break.
Very dearly needed. Especially for the lads who are in the middle, who are really working with trying conditions.
And a quick opportunity for both sides to kind of regroup, because this game was going nowhere. Not much happening for either NEGOMBO Youth nor Crystal Palace.
Both the teams didn't look like they were executing what they would have agreed prior to the game. Now with the first round coming to a close, I think it'll be beneficial for some of our viewers to try and get to know what will happen in the Super 8 and how the tournament will proceed from there on. Most of them will know that, but then for the benefit of the others who will want to know how it will progress from there on, I think that'll be beneficial if we can update them with that.
Yes, Sudarshana. So the top 4 teams from both Group A and Group B will move into the Super 8s. They will play with each other. None of the points that they gained from the group stages will be taken to those points won't be taken to the Super 8s. So every team will be starting from 0. And after the 7 match weeks in the Super 8s, the top 2 will play a one-off final where the winners would be promoted to the Super League and the runners-up will have to play a playoff final kind of with the 10th place, beg your pardon, 9th place team in the Super League. So the winners of that would either stay or be promoted to the Super League along with the champions as Michael Akuye. How did he miss that?
The bounce was unkind. They got the connection, but it's bouncing off the woodwork. Good delivery, unmarked, but sometimes the bounce of the football can be real cruel. Didn't look like it was going in for all money. But then again, to summarize how the tournament will progress in the Champions League, of what Nawad mentioned as well, the top 4 teams from all the 2 groups will proceed into the Super 8s, where they will play a game each with all the teams that's qualified to the second round. That's 7 game weeks for each team, and none of the points will be carried forward on to the second round, with all the 8 teams starting off with a clean slate, and they will battle out for the top 2 positions, where they will play a one-off final with the winner progressing and securing their spot in the Super League, with the runner-up having an opportunity to go head-on with the 9th place team from the Super League to try and earn promotion into the big leagues. Going to be a very interesting one now. Very interesting 7 weeks coming up. Will the Super 8s commence immediately without a break?
Yes, Sudarshana. Super 8s will start next week along with the relegation battle, where the bottom placed 3 teams from each group, that's 6 teams, will also play with each other. Almost the same format as for the Super 8 teams, where the bottom place team, that's the 6th place team in that relegation battle, will be relegated to Division 1, while the 5th place team will play a playoff against the runners up of Division 1, that's Great Star. Maunal United having already qualified for next year's Champions League.
That relegation battle now is always a tricky abyss, isn't it? Once you get in there, you never know what will happen. and division. You don't want to get yourself into Division 1 because it's a difficult abyss to get out of. You can get lost because the competition is so haywire when it comes to that third division.
Yes, indeed. A lot more teams participating. As Isaac Abba goes after it. Ganesh Krishanta collects that ball. Just around 32 minutes gone in this match still. 0-0 NEGOMBO Youth against Crystal Palace from Gampola.
No, there's not going to be any drought of football this year. It's a World Cup year. And going to be very, very interesting World Cup. As the flag goes up. Outside called on the NEGOMBO Youth player. Going to be a very interesting World Cup, not only for the antics that we expect on field, but off field as well, with concerns for fans whether they'll be able to try and get to where the World Cup will be held.
That'll be a game in itself, as Sulakshana Pires gets the ball. No, referee says it has gone out. Throw in for Palace. And also for the Sri Lanka football fans, the South Asian Football Federation Championship will also happen towards the end of the year, during that September-October FIFA window, that extended FIFA window. That will be held in Bangladesh or India, still not confirmed.
Going to be an interesting one, isn't it? Especially given the recent form of the national side, who've been very interesting and very exciting for Sri Lanka, who recently did say goodbye to their coach Salmutari, who was a very passionate gentleman who did pour himself into the side. Will be interesting to see who takes charge of the side and the progression the side will have with the new man in charge.
Yes, indeed, with Sri Lanka having their final game in the AFC Asian Cup qualifiers late March against Chinese Taipei. They will be travelling to Taipei. After that, they will have to prepare themselves for the SAF Championship, which is a target of current president of Football Sri Lanka, Jasva Uma. I think the likes of Bangladesh having also recruited Hamza Chowdhury, the former Premier League winner with Leicester City in their ranks, as Jude Shehan is fouled. Offside called by the linesman. Too much behind that ball for Oscar to run onto. Sandhu Niroshan looking for options. Finds Luka Janit on the left. And he's offside as well. No flow to the game whatsoever.
Well, really has been a stop-start affair, and it can see the frustration from the players as well. Also, yesterday's game was an interesting one. Serendib versus Saunders. 2-0 at half-time. Serendib in a comfortable place, but suddenly at the end, it ended up with a deadlock of 3-all. Saunders coming back, all guns blazing in the second half.
Just a brilliant comeback from Saunders. Coming into the game, we would have expected Saunders to win against Serendip. Saunders topping Group A with 14 points. New Star in second with 13, and Serendip in third also with 13. Just the difference of goals. Saunders being the informed side of the 8 teams who have qualified. Here's Madhusanka Thisera. Tries an effort at goal from range. Not troubling Uday Kumar Igaran. Thisera. He is a dead ball specialist, but the distance was too much on that occasion. Here's Sajid Amisao, surrounded by 4. Left position, effort off the upright, and the rebound. Oscar Ganesh Krishanta able to save it. Crystal Palace out of nowhere. Brilliant effort coming from Jayakumar Nirangsan, one of their two marquee players, the under 23 players. Prashant beaten, but unfortunately for Palace, couldn't get that goal just before half time. They will have another free kick. Good turn under pressure from Mohammad Shamil.
Closest opportunity Crystal Palace got after that initial miss from Michael. Some running repairs for NEGOMBO Youth's Pereira. Wanting to try and stall momentum as well for Palace, who've been putting pressure.
Nagaratna Majid Kumar and Isaac Abba standing over this, but it'll be Abba who takes it straight at the wall. Poor execution from Abba. Jude Shan. NEGOMBO will have the throw in. Akoi against Namdi. Namdi goes down. Headed backwards. Shamil Ahmed went down, but he gets up. I think there was a clash of heads. Akoi intercepts. Here's Shamil. Amisau. So Lakshana Paris. His intended pass to Janit, intercepted by Akuye. Jayakumar Nirangsan came close to opening the scoring a couple of minutes earlier. There will be 3 minutes of added time to end this first half. Another effort from Nirangsan once again. He's favouring those volleyed efforts. Once again, the ball going past the far upright. He's getting good connection, isn't it, Sudarshana? This time not so much than the first one, but still.
The Crystal Palace have been the more threatening team in opposition goal, unlike NEGOMBO Youth, whose opportunities in the opposition half has been few and far in between. In the box with dangerous space, needs to cut back in. Had to do so much better. Had to do better. A comedy of errors. The defenders and goalie trying ever so hard to make sure that there is a goal.
Yes, indeed. Shamil Ahmed pushing Mohammad Hakim. Went and clashed onto his goalkeeper and captain Ganesh Krishantha. Spring in their steps for Crystal Palace. Here's Askar twisting and turning. This time once again. Just missing the goal by a whisker. Sinaras Askar. Palace finishing this stop-start first half on a high. Okoye. Here's Rifkan, who has been in good goal scoring form for NEGOMBO Youth. Luka Janit misses it, Amisao clears it, and that will be the end of it. As referee Tarind Williams blows for half time here at the Racecourse International Stadium. It's NEGOMBO Youth 0, Crystal Palace 0.
Nil all is the score as players will retreat for a well-earned hydration break. Halftime confirmation: NEGOMBO Youth 0, Crystal Palace 0. Highlights of the first half. Early opportunity for NEGOMBO Youth, but then Eversole Crystal Palace, who had the opportunity but just couldn't get the finishing touch. That was the closest one, Michael Akwawe. This one denied with the woodwork. On the volley. This was almost through with a hash of collection by the skipper and goalkeeper. Askar twisting, turning, but no prize. Nil all is how the first half finished. We'll go for a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we will have the action of the second half.
ජයදජලලදේ රෑ
ආසේ Champions League එක හද ගැස්මේ හැඟුමන් කික්වේ ජවයෙන් නැරඹෙන්නේ භාගි දුලන්නේ හිදී දසතේ ගෝල් එක ගන්නයි සිත් සැරසෙන්නේ සමරොක් වෙන්නේ සද්දට දෙන්නේ We are one game one heart One game, one heart, Champions League. This is where we start. Together we dream, together we fight. We are the champions. Under the
Football புதுமொழியே இனங்கள் மதங்கள் கடந்திடுமே ஒன்றாய் இணைந்து பயணித்தொன்றாய் எல்லைகள் தாண்டியிடுவோம் The lights are shining, the crowd will roll. This is the moment we waited for. The passion's rising, the call is clear. The Champions League is finally One game, one heart, Champions League. This is where we start. Together we dream, together we fight. We are the champions. We play for love, pride and pain. For every child who dreams again. No borders here, no fear, no end. Just one dream that we defend. மரங்கள் திக்காகவே களத்தில் உறுதியாய் மின்னவும் நாமே. நாமே Champions League வரவே உணர்வதற்கே தருமே.
Cheer එකයි කැම්මක් දෙන්නේ කොල්ලෝ සෙට් එකම එක් වෙන්නේ ගෝල් එකට කික් එක දෙන්නේ Champions League මේ ඇරඹෙන්නේ One game, one heart, Champions League සටනයි ඇරඹෙන්නේ දිවි දෙන්නේ ජය ගන්නේ එක සීනට අපි යන්නේ One game, one heart, Champions League where dreams take part Raise your flags, feel the art One game, one heart One dream, one star One game, one heart Champions League, forever we fight The spirit of God leads the way
Sri Lanka Football Champions League. Powered by TV Supreme.
Welcome back to the live action from the second half. For NEGOMBO Youth taking on Crystal Palace. Half time it was 0-0, a deadlock between the both teams. But both teams will be yearning to play and push for a win here going into that relegation battle. Need to make sure that they go in with some momentum. Crystal Palace has been the team that has had better luck in this encounter in the starting 45 rather. Have managed to get and create chances. NEGOMBO Youth on the other hand will be wanting to make sure that they capitalize on anything that they receive and also create a couple of more chances than they did in the first half, attacking from right to the left of your screens. NEGOMBO Youth, of course, in their yellow livery with Crystal Palace in blue. Dislodged of possession immediately. Not getting the connection, the goal kick, start of the proceedings for Palace. NEGOMBO Youth's visits to the opposition half has been rare, which has affected the chances of creating any attempt.
Let's hope we have a far better second half than the first. Palace did have a couple of good chances towards the end of that first 45. Good turn from Akeem. Namdi is offside. Bandaragoda. Stolen by Niluka Janit, but can't keep the ball in. Kumani Rangsan. Namdi releases Niluka Janit on the left against Michael Akuye.
Call for handball, but not much he could have done about that because he had his hands at the back. Now Nevertheless, youth will look to make use of the opportunity. Oh well, the back post was unmarked, but the delivery slightly overcooked.
You look at Janit. Ball goes out. Throw in for NEGOMBO Youth. Here's Palace on the right. Nirangsan finds Askar. I don't think Askar was in an offside position, or was he? Yes, he was. Yes, he was. It was a good decision.
Long legs. Now Oscar finding himself in an offside position there.
Men in yellow. Will take this free kick. Madhusanka Tissera, the man. To the 6-yard box. Easy collection for Arigaran rather. Amsao. Sulakshana Piris. They get a throw in. Another throw in. 3 on the trot for NEGOMBO Youth. Foul throw this time. Amisao to Sajid. Anthony Namdi. It was a good ball from Muhammad Hakim. Namdi wasn't able to get on the end of it. Namdi surrounded by 2, dispossessed. Amisao again not finding that intended man inside the box. Both teams have been guilty of that sin on a number of occasions. Namdi needs to be doing better than that. is to be in an onside position, as we see Askar on the other end, on the left, on his left foot, finds the first goal for Crystal Palace. Sinaras Askar showing his strength and the power on his weaker foot. Crystal Palace takes the lead in the 55th minute. Goal for Crystal Palace,
one of
jersey
the
number 24,
highest goal
Sinarasa
scorers in the
Askar.
competition, has managed to get his team the lead. Always a threat, but beautiful work. Running onto that ball, nobody marking him in the corner. And not much the goal he could have done. 1-0, Crystal Palace in the lead now. Rightfully so, because they are the ones who have made and created the more chances. Here's Askar yet again, trailing up, threatening ball to the middle. Skipper Ganesh from NEGOMBO Youth will not be a happy man as Askar manages to fight his way yet again. Youth now with their reply, looking to make amends. The goal scorer in that number 24 shirt, Sinarasa Askar, has been the chief destroyer for Crystal Palace in all the competition. NEGOMBO Youth now playing with desperation, needed to make sure that they start this. They are playing with some urgency now. Good intervention by Ajit Kumar.
Nearing the hour mark. I think a deserved lead for Crystal Palace after how they finished off that first half. Came close on a couple of occasions just before half time. It's their highest goal scorer, Sinarasa Askar, with a really good finish. much cooler conditions for both sets of players in this second half. The sun going down.
Well, cool in a relative sense. Still somewhat humid. Arikaran hasn't been challenged much, but the lads in yellow
Another brilliant through ball. Here's Isaac Heba. Good save, but Jayagumar Nirangsan, like he did in that first half, finds the woodwork with the goal at his mercy.
Oh well, how did he find that woodwork now? Even if he did try, it would have been a struggle to find that, but what an unfortunate miss.
Double substitution for Negombo Youth. Chatumal Fernando being replaced by Sebastian Caleb. And Niluka Janit is replaced by Mohammad Shafiq. Bringing in some fresh legs. These the lads from Negombo. Double substitution for Negombo Youth. Jersey number 7 Niluka Janit is replaced by jersey number 21 Mohammad Shafiq.
Negombo Youth getting in some fresh legs to inject some pace and energy into the mix. That time wrestled off. Crystal Palace also makes a change.
It's that man, Jayagumar Nirangsan, who missed a golden opportunity to make it 2-0 for Negombo Youth, being replaced by Sivachelvam Dushantan. Substitution for Crystal Palace. Jersey number 2, Jayagumar Nirangsan, is replaced by jersey number 26, Sivachelvam Dushantan.
Negombo Youth need to make sure that they try and keep good possession and also try to play territorial as well. They've struggled to do that.
Negombo Youth have been let off the hook by Crystal Palace. Now it's up to them to take advantage of it and find an equalizer and maybe a winner. Here's Akim against Akuye, smallest man on the park against the tallest. Amisao. He is fouled. Yellow card for Negombo Youth's new man, Sebastian Caleb. Just a couple of minutes in as a substitute, and he gets a yellow card. Here's Namdi. Finds Sulakshan Peres. He should have gone for goal himself. Great opportunity for Sulakshan Peres to get that equalizer. Good move from NEGOMBO Youth. But instead, tried to find Rifkan. Anthony Namdi once again. Good ball into the box. Caleb trying across. Ball goes out. Free kick for Palace. Nagaratna Majid Kumar to take this. Namdi, who has dropped back to get possession. On a run against Sajid, and a brilliant tackle from Mohammad Sajid. Not the biggest or the strongest, Sajid, but did well to keep up with Namdi. Put in a pinpoint tackle. Mohammad Hakim. Dispossessed Crystal Palace. Misjudgment loves Jude Shahan to take a shot at goal. Doesn't find the target. Elbow to the back of the head by Madhusanka Thisera on Isaac Ebba. Building that attack on the right is NEGOMBO Youth. Foul called. Shamak, skipper for Crystal Palace, the guilty party. Taking out Rifkan. Sandhuni Roshan with the delivery. Tani Namdi. NEGOMBO Youth cannot find the target.
Has been the story so far for NEGOMBO Youth, who will be looking to change their fortunes. Nobody connecting that delivery to the box. Easily negotiated away by the defense. But the threat of Oscar languishing in that top left.
Here's the substitute. Sivachelvam Dushantan does well to keep that ball in. They get a corner.
Not the greatest of deliveries by Dushantan, who still learns a corner. The corner in, and that's the second for Crystal Palace. Easy does it. Goal number 2, and this time it comes through Michael Aquario. It's only a matter of time.
Goal for Crystal Palace, jersey number 2.
The height advantage, unmarked at the back, no problem. Brilliant delivery. Nobody marking Michael, who had the clear height advantage. 2 goals to none. Crystal Palace now comfortably in the driving seat.
Finally find that second, and Tani Namdi on the turn. Lasers it over. Very soft, very, very soft. Looks like NEGOMBO Youth is readying a substitution, and they are going to replace their goalkeeper. Ganesh Krishanta will be replaced by the experienced former army man Fazil Ayruddin.
Substitution for NEGOMBO Youth.
Jersey number 1, Ganesh Krishanta, is replaced by jersey number 22, Fazil Ayruddin. Godwin Amasau. Here's Uday Kumar Anigan. Lakshan Pires. Not happy with the pass was Mohammad Hakim. Here they come, Negombo Youth on the edge of the box. Hakim unable to control this time around. Askar, the brilliant diagonal ball to find Sivachelvam Dushantan, who's cross. Faisal Iruddin rolls himself on the ball. But no harm done for Negombo Youth. Shamil Ahmed needing a stretcher by the looks of it. Substitution 27 in the into the final 10 minutes. Palace comfortably leading 2-0 against Negombo Youth. Substitution for Negombo Youth. Anthony Namdi taken off, and in his place comes Nalin Maduranga. Substitution for Negombo Youth. Jersey number 26, Anthony Namdi, is replaced by jersey number 14, Nalin Maduranga. Rifkan twisting and turning, takes a shot. Just past the upright for Negombo Youth. As Palace now makes their substitution. Mohammad Shamil replaced by Mohammad Farviz. Substitution for Crystal Palace. Jersey number 28, Mohammad Shamil, is replaced by jersey number 27, Mohammad Farviz. Coming close once again is Palace. Farviz. Sajid fires it over. Askar. Sajid looking for men inside the box. Askar makes his run towards the byline, trying to cut back in of the Negombo Youth player. They'll get a corner rather. This time Oscar is down for Palace. And Palace finds their third to their club's highest goal scorer, Isaac Abba. Simplest of finishers for Abba. As Palace makes it 3-0. Goal for Crystal Palace. Jersey number 7, Isaac Abba. Madhushankar Tisera will take this free kick for NEGOMBO Youth. Along the ground, misses everyone. It will be a goal kick for Palace. Amisao goes down. Rifkan on the right, surrounded by three. Again, the first touch is too heavy. Crystal Palace now readying a substitution themselves down at the bench. Substitution for Crystal Palace. Jersey number 19 Uday Kumar is replaced by jersey number 3 Mohammad Safran. Jersey number 7 Isaac Abba is replaced by jersey number 6 Ismi Ahmed. Lakshana Pires tries a hopeful effort, deflected off for corner. Shouts for penalty from NEGOMBO Youth. None given. Into the final minute of added time. And Madhusankar Tisera gets a yellow card for his troubles. Bandaragoda with the cross. The referee has seen a foul. T.L. Williams. Should be the end of the game. Maybe with this kick. Yes, it is. As Crystal Palace, after a sloppy first half, finds 3 goals in that second 45 and gets a comfortable win against NEGOMBO Youth to end this group stage. They'll finish with 2 wins, NEGOMBO Youth with just 1.
Well, if not for the woodwork, it would have been 5 for Crystal Palace. Hitting the post couple of times, not managing to get the desired result. As we come to the end of the first game of the day, with one more game coming through. Solid SC taking on Police in the evening encounter. full-time confirmation. NEGOMBO Youth 0, Crystal Palace 3, scoring all 3 of their goals in the second half of the game. As we take a look at the highlights of the second half, NEGOMBO Youth had an early chance, which they didn't manage to convert, as the man who has been in superb form, Nirangsan, starting off the proceedings, and here hitting the post, and the second goal came through Aquayo, connecting the header, making it 2 for NEGOMBO Youth. Here was another opportunity. NEGOMBO Youth tried and tried hard, but didn't manage to trouble their scoreboard. Yet again, this to Isaac Kaba, got the third goal of NEGOMBO Youth. The two overseas players really coming to the party alongside Sinarasa Askar, who started off the scoring. Well, that brings us to the close of the first round for these two teams, NEGOMBO Youth and Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, of course, will be the happier lot, having scored 3 goals and making sure that they go into that relegation battle as the more confident team. Beg your pardon, Crystal Palace will be going into the relegation battle as the top team of Group A, alongside NEGOMBO Youth and SLTB, who has been languishing at the bottom throughout. Well, we have the player of the match available with Nawad Vijay Kumadan. So we'll cross over for a quick interview with Sinaras Askar.
අපත් සමග එකතු වෙනවා අද තරගයේ වීරයා ක්‍රිස්ටල් පැලස් කණ්ඩායමේ සිනරස් අස්කර් අද සුපර් 8 තරග වටේට ක්‍රිස්ටල් පැලස්ට සුදුකම් ලබා ගන්න නැහැ. නමුත් වැදගත් තරගයක් වෙනවා නිගම්බ යූත් එක. මොකද දැන් රිලිගේෂන් බැටල් එකේ මැචස් වලට යද්දි මොමන්ටම් එක තියෙන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් අද තරගයේ මොන වගේ පර්ෆෝමන්ස් එකක්ද ක්‍රිස්ටල් පැලස් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ? අද තරගය ගැන සෑමකට පත් වෙනවද?
எப்படி எதிர்பார்க்குறேன் நான் சுப்பைட் இல்லாமல் நான் இருந்தாலும் இது ஒரு முக்கியமான மெச்சன்னு சுட்டி நீ இப்படி சொல்லி இதாக்கப்பட்டு அப்படின்னு கேட்குறாரு.
சுப்பைட்டுக்கு எங்களுக்கு கிடைக்கா டீம் எங்கள் டீம் குட் ஒர்க் பண்ணிச்சு. டீம் ஒர்க், மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் சப்போர்ட், பிளேயர் சப்போர்ட். சான்ஸ் இல்லை, சான்ஸ் எங்களுக்கு ஃபஸ்ட் மேட்ச் லோஸ், ரெண்டாவது மேட்ச் ப்ரோ, அடுத்து பின்னுக்கு வந்த மேட்ச் வந்துட்டு நாங்கள் லொஸ்ட் ஆகிட்டோம். த்ரோ பண்ணியிருந்தா நாங்கள் எங்களுக்கு உள்ளே போகிறதுக்கு சான்ஸ் ஒன்று கிடைச்சி டேட் லாக் நெக்ஸ்ட் டைம் சூப்பர் 6 நாங்கள் நல்லா பார்ட்டிசிபேட் பண்ணோம்.
කියන්නේ විල්ලා මේක සුපයිට් නැති වුණාට හැම මැච් එකෙම කියන හොඳ තරගයක් තිබ්බා. ඒ හින්දා අපේ මැනේජ්මන්ට් ප්ලේයර්ස්ලා ඔෆිෂියල් ඔක්කොටම තැන්ක්ස් කරනවා. ඒකත් එක්කම පළවෙනි මැච් අපි පෙරදුනා. දෙවෙනි මැච් එක ඩ්‍රෝ වුණා අපරාධී මැච් දෙක ටික. ඒ හින්දා ලබන මේ අනිත් සුපර් 6 ගානවනේ ඒකෙන් ඉදිරියට හොඳට සෙල්ලම් කරනවා කියලා අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා.
ඒ වගේ තමයි ඔයාගේ performance එක ගැන කතා කරොත් මේ පළවෙනි matches 6ෙම මම හිතන්නේ goals 4ක් ලබාගෙන තියෙනවා. ඉතින් කොහොමද ඔයාගේ performance එක ඔයා සතුටු වෙනවද ඒ performance එක ගැන super 6 වලට යද්දි කොහොමද බලාපොරොත්තු?
சொல்கிறேன் இப்போ நீ வந்து நல்ல பர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் பண்ணாய் தானே அதுவில் நினச்சி நீ எப்படி சந்தோஷப்படுறியா இல்லாட்டி சூப்பர் 6க்கு போடுறதை பற்றி அப்படின்னு கேட்குறான்.
சூப்பர் 6 போகிறது வந்துக்கு எங்களுக்கு சான்ஸ் இல்லாத நாங்கள் சூப்பர் 6க்கு போகிறோம். ஆனால் சூப்பர் 8 தான் வந்துட்டு எங்களுக்கு எங்களோட முக்கியமான இம்பார்ட்டண்டாக இருந்து வந்துக்கு சூப்பர் 8 தான். பேட் லாக் சூப்பர் நீ இதுக்கு சூப்பர் 6 நாங்கள் மேக்ஸிமம் ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணி பார்ட்டிசிபேட் பண்ணி மெச்சை එත පාප.
ඒ කියන්නේ සුපර් 8 එකක් තමයි අපේ ටාගට් එකට තිබ්බේ. ඒක අන්තිම මොහොතේ ඒක chance එක නැති වුණා. ඒ හින්දා අපේ ඊළඟ ටාගට් එක සුපර් 6 එකෙන් හොඳට සෙල්ලම් කරලා ඒකෙන් කොමාරි select වෙන්න ඒ මතම හිතන්නේ chance එක.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි අස්කර් ඉදිරි තරඟ වලට සුබ පතනවා. අප සමග එකතු වෙනවා ක්‍රිස්ටල් පැලස් කණ්ඩායමේ සහාය පුහුණුකරු පද්මසිරි කෝච්. අද තරඟයට එද්දී සුපර් 8 වලට අවස්ථාවක් නැහැ. නමුත් වැදගත් තරඟයක් වෙන රිලෙගේෂන් බැටල් එකේ සුපර් 6 වටේට යද්දී මොකද ජයග්‍රහණයේ මානසිකත්වයක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් ඒකෙන් හොඳටම ප්‍රයෝජන ලබා ගත්තා. පළවෙනි හාෆ් එක එච්චරම සාර්ථකත්වයක් තිබ්බේ නැහැ. අන්තිම වෙද්දී chances දෙකක් විතර ක්‍රියේට් වුණා ෆස්ට් හාෆ් එකේ. නමුත් ඕවරෝල් සෙකන්ඩ් හාෆ් එකේ performance එක ගැන සෑහීමකට පත් වෙනවා ඇති.
ඇත්තම ගොඩක් සතුටු වෙනවා. මොකද සුපර් 8 එකට යන්න බැරි වුණත් අපිට ඊළඟ තරඟාවලියට ඇත්තටම මානසිකත්වය හදාගන්න මේක හොඳ පිටවහල් වෙච්ච තරඟයක්. මොකද පිට තරඟ දෙකක් පරාජය වෙලා තමයි අපි මේ තරඟෙට මුහුණ දෙන්නේ. ඉතින් අපි ඇත්තටම කිව්වොත් සුපර් 8 එක බලාපොරොත්තුෙන් හිටපු කණ්ඩායමක්. ඉතින් අපේ තිබුණු යම් අඩුපාඩුකම් නිසා අපි අද තරඟයේ පෙර තරඟ දෙක අපි පරාජයටපත් වුණා. නමුත් අපි මේ තරඟයේදී වෙනස් විදිහේ ප්ලෑන් එකක් තමයි අපි පාවිච්චි කරේ. මම හිතනවා ඒක අපි සාර්ථක වුණා කියලා.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි ඉදිරි තරඟ වල සුබ පතනවා කෝච්.
Thank you.
අප සමග එකතු වෙනවා නිගම්බ යුත් කණ්ඩායමේ පුහුණුකරු GPC කරුණාරත්න කෝච්. ක්‍රිස්ටල් පැලස් කණ්ඩායමට වගේම නිගම්බ යුත් කණ්ඩායමටත් සුපර් 8 අවස්ථාව මේ තරඟයට එද්දී නැති වෙලා තිබ්බා. නමුත් මොන වගේ බලාපොරොත්තු තිබ්බේ මේ තරඟේ? මොකද දැන් සුපර් 6 වටේට යද්දී රිලෙගේෂන් බැටල් එකේ පොසිටිව් මානසිකත්වයක් තිබීම වැදගත් වෙනවා. පළවෙනි හාෆ් එකේ ඉච්චර කණ්ඩායම් දෙකම හොඳට සෙල්ලම් කරේ නැහැ. ඔබ මුළු තරඟය ගැනම ඔබේ අදහස?
සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපේ ටීම් එකේ හැටියට බැලුවා අපි මොකද අපි සුපර් 8 යටේට තරඟාවලිය සෙලෙක්ට් වෙලා නැහැ. අපි දන්නවා මේ මැච් එක තරඟාවලිය ජයග්‍රහණය ලැබුවත් පෙරදුනත් කොහොමත් අපි ටීම් දෙකම මේවා වෙන එක. නමුත් හොඳ තරඟයක් තිබුණා. අපිට හම්බෙච්ච chances දෙක තුන අපි ගාගත්තේ නැහැ. ඒකෙන් ඒගොල්ලන්ට හම්බෙච්ච chances ඒගොල්ලෝ ස්කෝර් කරගත්තා.
මොන වගේ බලාපොරොත්තු තින්නේ දැන් රිලෙගේෂන් බැටල් එකට යද්දී අඩුම ගානේ තරඟ මම හිතන්නේ පහෙන් දෙකක් තුනක් ජයග්‍රහණය කර යුතුයි. මොන වගේ බලාපොරොත්තු තින්නේ? මොන වගේ දුර්වලතාවද කණ්ඩායමේ අද තත්ත්වයේ දැක්කේ?
අද තත්ත්වය කියන්නේ අද සම්පූර්ණම ටීම් එකේ ගොඩක් දුර්වලකම් තියෙනවා. මොකද අපි දැන් මම මේ සුපර් 6 වටේට ප්ලේයර්ලා තව දෙන්නෙක් අපිට රෙජිස්ටර් කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන හොඳ ප්ලේයර්ලා දෙන්නෙකුත් අරගන්න. අරගෙන ඉවරලා ඒකේ කොහමරි මේ සුපර් 6 එකේ අපි ඉදිරියට එන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි කොච්. ඉදිරි තරඟ වලට සුබ පතනවා.
ගොඩක් ස්තුතියි.
Well, that was the two coaches having their say alongside the player of the match. As we take a look at the fixtures and results of this week 7, Murgas Muller versus Madras City Club was a drawn game, 1-all. New Stars Lane, same thing, 2-all. Serenity Ben Saunders yesterday was an interesting one, but ended 3-all. Pelicans and St. Mary's, 4 drawn games in this week 7 with NEGOMBO Youth, the only losers rather, alongside Crystal Palace, who won this game 3-0. Sri Lanka Police will take on Solidesi here at 8 p.m. So do not go anywhere as we have more action coming to you. But with that, we come to the end of the telecast of this game, and until we meet you at 8 p.m., signing off from Racecourse.